Morning. Morning. Morning, guys. Okay. So I'm a bit late today, and we do have Red Bloody London. Today I'm not really looking generally to be trading, but we're gonna see. So let me open my stream real quick. Okay, so let's make an analysis real quick because I'm late. I overslept a bit. But that's fine. We look like Euro is doing well. But bro, the UG trade from yesterday ended up running towards 13 hours. Crazy. So let's just go over the news calendar. Today's Wednesday. We have blood. Wait, what? Oh yeah, this is old again. I don't know why I get June 29 always. We have Bloody London. We have 10 and 10:30 and 11 news. So I'm gonna actually mark this on the chart just to make sure that I remember. Okay, so I'm gonna start with this. So 10, 10, 15, 10, 15, 10:30 and 11. And GU is 11 only. Oh really? So GU is only 11:30. So I'm just gonna mark this so I make sure that I don't forget. So 11:30. We're gonna try and make our analysis real quick. I mean, at this point we're just chilling on going higher. We do have this 4 hour. Oh shit, I opened Photoshop, bro. We're chilling on going higher. I would say definitely towards here. This is low resistance. This is conditions I like to trade in, definitely. So Notion, why does Notion not open, bruh? Okay. So let's go back. Today we're gonna be focusing a bit more on studying rather than trading, because generally we don't really want to be trading that much in days like this. But the market does look decent here. We do look like a Raid Asia once again, and we do have that early displacement. This is a solid. This is a very good entry pattern here. Probably same, relatively the same with Euro as well. AUDUSD looks like it's a trending Asia. UJ, let's see if we want to be keeping shorting UJ. I would say this is a strong low here. I wouldn't really call it resistance, but yeah, we have a 4 hour, so we're probably gonna watch the same thing as we did yesterday. We watched a 1 hour gap print lower, then we look to follow. So UJ still has potential. Okay, let's remove the drawings here. I'm just really fastly scoping what we have. Kind of looking at what we have here. We came into this 4 hour, and with a 4 hour we have another 4 hour here, so that's good. We might be trading this. We're definitely drawing towards that though. We're definitely drawing towards this, and this is our buy side liquidity. So boom, really fast. So did I start my recording? Now I'm starting my recording. So we're just looking here. This gap looks really well, so I'm gonna refine. Actually, this setup looks pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. Just take price towards the highs. We swept sell side, and now we have a 4 hours. So the trigger is good. We don't have a follow-up, but we don't need a follow-up. This looks like a solid trending Asia. Let's see gold really fast. Gold looks decent as well, but we ain't looking to trade gold. Generally, AUD is UK already mitigated here, so I'm just kind of fast making an idea. Boom, and we're waiting for this basically on DAX. That's only relatively the only thing I'm looking to trade. We can trade also, we can trade GU, but GU already left. So yeah, GU already left. GU already left. Sadly, we do have a clear way of going higher easily. So I'm gonna start with GU actually here. So I'm gonna try and move as fast as possible. GU easy way higher, continuing towards that 4 hour. 1 hour, boom. 1 hour, the same thing. We have a refined POI here. That looks really good. Refined POI. And that's pretty much it. Like, we don't need more than that. We do have a 50-minute inverse here, which we might actually retest. So we might pay a bit of attention to this here. Overall range is pretty decent, but yeah. Euro, we don't really want to be trading at least until 11. We don't want to be really trading Euro today whatsoever. This is definitely our draw. So it's the same. Boom. Same here. Same idea here. Just looking to draw higher. Boom. 1 hour. The same. We did came into a pretty decent POI here. So we don't even need an analysis here because we already kind of have an analysis. But yeah, we do have this 50 minutes. So it's likely for euro to also come lower towards this 1 hour maybe. But I'm not sure. So AUDUSD, yeah, we're in an order block, so this is definitely gonna get skipped. Here all I'm waiting for is another 4 hour to be drawn towards the strong low here. So boom, GBP JPI, which is GJ actually. Okay, DAX already reached, so let's see. It's a bit impulsive, but we're gonna watch. For now we're chilling. So what pairs this? UJ watching this 4 hour. This 4 hour still looking to draw lower, coupling this 4 hour with a 1 hour confluence. So that's what I'm waiting for on UJ here, for another 1 hour confluence. We don't really have an inversion, so that's what I'm gonna watch. So UJ becomes one of my quality pairs, GU becomes relatively quality, but we already left. We already had the textbook entry pattern here, and we already reached the high, so definitely not, definitely UJ. DAX is looking decent here. I'm not even gonna make an analysis because I already did mentally. I'm not really have time to be doing that right now, but yeah, let's see. So we want to be trading, if we want to be trading this DAX, it's UJ. If we get a 1 hour gap lower, GU and these we don't really want to be trading. I don't really like trading so overextended, definitely not. So even if we're definitely not gonna be trading here. Gold, again, very overextended. I would prefer to at least see an equilibrium retest, so meaning coming lower here. We might also inverse this and just go higher off here. That might happen, but I'm not gonna try and do that. I'm probably gonna watch DAX for now. We're also gonna watch how news behave on euro here. That's gonna be interesting. So today we're really looking very actively to trade, at least not until PMI is over, not until these are over. This is very hard to manage. This can be fine. You can relatively manage these, but it's just better not to. And then we're gonna definitely wait out New York. Today, as I said, I'm gonna focus a bit more. I'm gonna try and recover to yesterday's journal, because on the loss that we had on AUDUSD, some things I want to talk about, because I think I found my edge. I think I actually finally finished my edge exactly on my birthday, so that's pretty crazy. And yo, that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna chill a bit more. We're gonna back test. We're even probably gonna play a Warzone. Like, I want to play some Warzone at this point, and I don't want to stop the stream, so probably gonna play for once in my life. We're gonna play on the stream, so I think that's fine. I'm not gonna play a lot, but I want to play a bit. Yo, I think I actually found my edge, as I said, because this is, I mean, I'm not gonna go over it. I'm gonna probably make a video on my channel on that, like, after 3 years of break even, this is what I learned. After 3 years after 3 years of trading, this is what I learned. And yeah, I did finish my edge, to be honest. And yeah, I did finish my edge, in my opinion. So now it's all about staying consistent. I would probably look to trade tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. I'm really kind of looking to trade. Now I'm really gonna wait for a high quality setup, like the one that we had on UJ yesterday, where I can say I'm really confident in us drawing lower. We had a really nice liquidity here. Just overall a really clean trade that I should have been in. Instead I was on the trade that was lower probability. Not great. I chose the AUDUSD trade instead of choosing this A plus setup, which is the sole reason, one of the biggest reasons why I was unprofitable until now, or break even, or however you want to call it, is because trade selection. Trade selection is extremely important and extremely responsible for win rate. And that's generally what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to still be here, still watching the pairs, but I'm going to focus a bit more on backtesting, because I do want to see, out of curiosity, how does my win rate look, because on backtesting my win rate starts trending higher, and that's a good sign because on backtesting I never, like, for the past year I never have, I don't know, a positive win rate or a good equity curve over the longer period of time. So that's, yeah, that's interesting. If I see my equity curve start trending higher, that can be a pretty good sign that I'm turning profitable. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do today. Yesterday I took the time off. I did stay consistent. That's, I promised myself gonna stay consistent every single day while I'm on the charts. If I'm at home, I'm gonna do my best to stay consistent. Even if yesterday New York stream was only like 10-20 minutes, I only came to say some things, but I'm still gonna maintain the consistency level, right? That's what I'm gonna do. Maintain consistency no matter what, no matter how I feel. I promise myself that I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do it because not only I just wanna, not necessarily prove myself, but I just wanna stay consistent. Because I know that's the next step. And now, since my edge is complete, it's just about executing. To be honest, it's just about consistently executing. Let's see what we do on Euro at 10:15. I'm curious. Like these news, I wanna really watch, and this is what I'm gonna do from now on. I'm gonna pay a bit more attention to news because news are really helpful to understand. I want to understand a bit more how to navigate news, how to navigate news days specifically, not in general. Okay, you just avoid news and you don't trade. I want to learn which news you can trade, what timing you should trade, depending on certain news, and so on and so forth. So that's gonna be one of my focuses, and one of the other focus is gonna be me, yeah, just studying my edge. So yeah, today since we have Bloody London, it's a nice name, Bloody London. When we have all these news, it's better off to sit on the bench. But sometimes there have been times when I see price pretty decently on these news. But right now, our trade idea is being bullish anyways. We're a bit overextended. I don't want to really be buying around this area. I would have been fine on GU to buy. Overall, this gap looks decent, more decent, but we just ended up leaving. So unless we, I don't know, get something clear, we maybe get a retracement. I don't really want to be forcing a setup like this right now. To increase the chances of me recovering from this account, is gonna be me waiting for a trade like we had that GU trade that ended up running towards 15R. That's gonna be a trade that we can look for. So repeating, like waiting for an A plus setup, that's what I'm doing right now, and that's what I should do consistently, I realized. Yeah, waiting for an A plus setup, we're gonna execute on it, and then we're gonna see what happens with the account, because the account is two trades away again from losing. But I think we're gonna be able to recover. But it's just now it takes a bit of more patience. And if we don't, we can start fresh. I'm still gonna buy probably a new account, start fresh. And I'm really confident that now I'm turning profitable because I know how my edge works. I know how an edge works, and I discovered what the problem was, why I was losing so much recently, and how I can stop losing and how can I stop winning consistently. So that's pretty much it. Now I'm gonna go smoke, and I'm gonna be back in not a long time. So then we're gonna just be studying. I'm not looking to be trading today. DAX, it does look decent here, but I don't really want to be trading. I'm down to take a demo though. It's just I mean, not really overextended, but yeah, it did reject really well here. So right into, yeah, this gap looks good, but um, we're gonna do a demo. I'm not really looking to trade. I'm looking to wait for that really good setup that I said, and this doesn't necessarily look like it. Let's analyze. Right, 4 hour, we just don't, I mean, it looks decent. 4 hour, like 4 hour trigger, but I would like to see a follow-up, and I wouldn't, it's kind of iffy. What I don't like is that we have this bearish FVG and RSP bad, like target is very close. That's why I wouldn't really take this. I'm waiting for an A plus setup right now. So maybe if this 1 hour gap forms here, which we're gonna take some time, or yeah, Geo definitely not an A plus setup. This ended up flipping bearish, so we're gonna be seeing what it do. But generally not gonna be trading today, at least not until I see an A plus setup like I did on UJ yesterday. 4 hour really solid draw, really solid bias, really solid higher time frame. So until I see kind of a setup similar to what we had yesterday on UG, I'm not really gonna be looking to trade, right? This was very, very solid. 3 targets, first Asian lows, second previous daily low, with third this low, one that I ended up being a 7R, and that would have been, yeah, pretty crazy. Here partials, probably partials, not 100% sure, because we didn't like long-term react. We did form a 3 minute gap here or a 1 minute, but then we just failed. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. But I'm waiting on a setup that I'm really confident in. That's for sure. So I'm gonna come back. Let's see what the euro basically did nothing on 10:15 news. But yeah, I'm gonna be back in 10 minutes. Bro, Euro did nothing on news. What is this? Okay, so today is also tomorrow we actually have. Oh, okay, this was a mistake on my part. So tomorrow we have these news, not today. Today we have nothing, basically. Okay, that was my mistake. But we ain't really looking to be trading, to be honest. Maybe if it actually, but even if it inverses, even if it like goes bearish, we don't have a liquidity rate, so this would be an invalid trade. I would have wanted to see this and then inverse and then look to trade here to target lows, but otherwise probably buys are still intact. I would still want to target this here, but if we form a 1 hour gap, that's gonna be my criteria. If we don't form a 1 hour gap, I ain't trading this. And same on UG, but it doesn't look like it's gonna form that 1 hour gap. It's probably gonna take towards New York, maybe do something like this and then be trading off it. But yeah, for London, yeah, also Geo ended up leaving, so this was a good rate, Asia. Like straight off the bat here, this was a textbook entry model, bro. Boom, boom. Market structure shift, big gap, also breakaway inverse here if we see. So this all happened after sweeping these equal lows on Asia long. This was actually pretty clean. Also, there was kind of an opportunity to get involved here, maybe on this FVG. After we retest, we break this 50-minute FVG and retest it here. And then you could have bought, and this was okay. Also, proper timing. It was London Open, so but yeah, it was really overextended. You were basically buying here, so yeah. But it's decent. Maybe it's just a continuation. I think we're just gonna draw towards this, maybe even a bit lower, I would say. This, and this is where high resistance is. So this is also a very important thing I want to talk about today. All good. I cannot hear you. What do you mean, bro? Oh, you should hear me now. I was just not at the PC. So yeah. I want to talk about high resistance. This is very, very important, bro, because I realized yesterday when I entered the AUD/USD trade, and I realized recently, when we have consolidations, the trade that we have is very likely not to hit. It's very likely to reverse, and this makes trading in conditions like this very low probability. So it's just worth avoiding them, because here we had really clear equal lows, bro. But we didn't want to go there. Why? Because there was this big ass consolidation protecting those equal lows. Even though this was extremely good to target as a drone liquidity, it was perfect equal lows, but it still didn't work, and we traded off this inverse right here. We traded and wanted to look these equal lows get taken, but because of this consolidation, it's kind of like a cock block. It blocked the way of trading going lower. And then look what happened on UG. On UG, we were way cleaner. We were just retracement. We had low resistance. We had this, but this already kind of got mitigated through this wick, so kind of loses relevance. But here we were really voided. We had one massive wick. This is very low resistance to get taken, and this is also low resistance. So we just had low resistance delivery. These are the conditions we want to be trading in. We don't want to be trading in consolidations like this, when we reach consolidations like this, because this is when even the best trade, like even the best entry here, is very likely to fail. So I'm not, this is something I want to try today on backtesting, because it massively increases win rate. The fact that you avoid trading when price reaches big ass consolidations, especially 1 hour and 4 hour, they become really dangerous. I mean, this is very far, so it doesn't really matter. Kind of recent price action matters most. But yeah, I tried this in backtesting as well, so, and I saw one textbook setup in it ended up failing. So I'm probably gonna backtest for most of London, but it's kind of surprising that Euro might also hold higher, but I wouldn't be buying here, bro. I wouldn't be buying in so overextended. I would probably still wait for a pullback, but it's kind of unlikely to happen, the pullback, I feel like. Do we have another POI aligned? We do have this kind of 4-hour inverse, so yeah, we'll see. So I would wait for Asian lows to get swept here, because Asia's not that strong. We do have this 50-minute inverse, but I would not be buying here. I don't think so. And now we have this very important FVG. If this holds lower and we break below, we're pretty much gonna go towards Asian lows. If it gets broken through, we're gonna go higher. So yeah, but Yuki is weird. We don't want to be trading that shit. Hell nah, bruh. And DAX, we might be seeing some buys, but we need to. So this is for New York, very likely. Maybe UJ also for New York. GU, I wouldn't be buying here. So GU, Euro maybe, but yeah. UK, hell nah. Gold maybe if we retrace, but I don't really want to be buying so overextended. I don't like this shit. And we're at this high. We already reached this high, so it makes it extremely risky to be trading here in terms of higher time frame area where we are. So these are kind of the pairs. UG is respecting really well on the 4-hour and this low really well, but here it's probably maybe gonna be a failed swing, or there's a possibility we reach back into Asian highs. That's I don't want to be necessarily shorting yet in East London, so we're gonna see how it looks. Yeah, it's just the move is not very impulsive, and by the way we're kind of respecting here and how we're holding this low, we might be reaching back into equilibrium at least, or these highs, and this would be really good, this FVG here, this 1 hour, but we'll see. So yeah, let me put some music there. So yeah, this is also high resistance. So I was saying that, look, yeah, and even on backtesting I was seeing the exact same thing. So here also in previous area of consolidations we don't want to be trading, because look at this. So this was the previous area of consolidation, we chopped around. If we short here, we get really badly caught up in these reactions higher. This was a better reaction, but look at here, consolidation. Look what we do, we consolidate. So these are clearly kind of low conditions for us to be trading in always. Let's look here. Oh yeah, I was buying here, so I had a really, bro, like here I think I bought, I'll look where I bought, but I was buying towards this high because it's such low resistance. See, this is how low resistance looks, a big void. We see that we don't have consolidation. We also have this big ass gap. This is low resistance here compared to high resistance, so we want to be buying into that low resistance, because we had like a 15-hour, I think, buying from around here or somewhere, I don't remember exactly. And you look target that high and also these. So bruh, so it's kind of crazy how, and yeah, you just avoid consolidation, and here we didn't have any consolidations. Here when we start going lower, we end up consolidating, which is something interesting to see. I think it's going to be really helpful for trade selection. Now we're kind of respecting this 4 hours, so I don't know, I want to see a big displacement here before doing anything. Okay, but that's decent. I do want to see a retracement. Now we have these lows, so now that we initiated lower, we can actually be trading. It's not, yeah, because we mitigated the consolidation. Now we're leaving the consolidation. This looks good here. Yeah, I already respected it. Oh my god, bro, we had this small one. I didn't realize we could have also traded this. And look at this entry here, bro. Very good gap. Sheesh, bro. Sheesh. First target, we can look maybe lower. Let's see, but I wouldn't look really lower to be honest. Maybe this is next target. So let's see if it goes actually. Bruh, like come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. And sadly I missed it, but yeah. This was really clean. I got clean landing continuation, very clean range to play here. Almost equilibrium, didn't really reach equilibrium, reached the 1 hour gap, but this was really clean. Now look at the reaction that we got of that. This is how price moves in low resistance. Like this is really clean actually. Cause it's big, it's two big ass ranges, right? London range and New York range kinda. But this is more like lunchtime and silver bullet probably around here, so. I did reach this low, these lows. I would say this is also low resistance. See, this is also pre-low resistance. High resistance, we kind of from here we reach. But I'll say this area overall is easy to target. So we can look potentially to continue lower here. But I do want to see some movement. Like for now, oh shit. We did come into the start of the block, I didn't expect it. But yeah, this is fine. It's just a missed trade, I guess. Now we're forming a pretty strong low, so I don't know if I wanna be buying. I wanna be shorting. Because this is a pretty strong low. This is usually, yeah, depending on how we respect here generally, I think. If we hold that, yeah, this could have been a good buy as well. Like buying here, but it was really overextended. But this is high resistance. This would be something we avoid. So we would avoid this buy because of this big ass consolidation. So it's a lower probability chance for us to hold bullish actually. Oh my god, and we actually failed, bro. Sheesh, we actually failed. This is crazy, okay? Because this helps you a lot. Oh, but we did have that 4 hours, so we could have actually looked. Yeah, so we don't want to be in the direction of our trade. We don't want to have consolidations, but on the opposite directions, we kind of want, if that makes sense. Let's see on the retest here how we behave. But it's kind of late, to be honest. This looks decent, I'm not gonna lie. So we look to, probably this is where we start seeing some high resistance, so definitely kind of land on those here. We have 4 hour with 1 hour gap and 1 hour kind of inverse. I don't know, do we want to use this as a PR? I don't know. Let's just try and see. This can be a scaling. Oh shit. Okay, this was good. So this was like a New York reversal, but kind of big ass range and no proper retracement. We didn't have a good, like a very good retracement. I'm curious if it continues going lower towards that lower, it reacts from here, but this is a kind of consolidation. I don't know if we want to continue. Oh shit. If we have news, we do. Okay. Oh my god, we actually reversed, bro. Like that's such a good target. It's another example of that strong low, the low that it's unlikely to get taken, because this low took liquidity here. So what we actually target is this. That should have probably been the best target, like to maximize output, but you would have been caught in drawdown. So here we actually targeted that consolidation. Also high resistance. Consolidations always have high resistance. That's why we don't want to be buying into that consolidation, but we want to be shorting from the consolidation. Oh shit, that actually helps a lot, bro. Because these are where real liquidity is in the market, if you think about it, right? So these actually hold intention. That's why you always see these were the sellers. Actually, the hedge funds actually, I think they actually trade like this, so have sales like this. from in this consolidation they keep shorting maybe of that 4 hour. They really well protected 4 hour here. Maybe hedge fund short like this, and then when price came here, they just protected their orders and started scaling in. You get what I mean? So these are definitely real orders in the market. That's why you don't want to be kind of going against them, if that makes sense. So meaning you shorting into this. Look, when price reached it here, it instantly fucking wicked higher. Instantly wicked higher. So that's why you don't want to. Want to be avoiding kind of trading when price first or second time reaches this area. You don't want to be trading in areas of consolidation. But this was good though. This was really clean short, bro. Let's also look at what the market's doing. So in kinda we can be trading GU on the retracement, but I don't want to be doing that shit. I don't know if I want to be doing that, but it's kind of like a also it's kind of like a range initiation, mitigation, continuation, like a potential setup to to keep trading off this big ass consolidation. And yeah, when price reaches here, we want to be taking our profits. We don't want to be trading. That's exactly, bro. Like this is kind of very big eye opener. And this was also sheesh. What was our target then? This, I think. So I kind of want to save this trade somewhere, but I don't know if I'm backtesting. Oh yeah, I should probably make this. What is this? I don't remember doing this. Here he had buy sell liquidity taken to reclaim the VG and order block. Then we triggered lower, and we did have an this was actually a pretty clean trade. That's what I was looking at. Not here, back testing here. So let's do, what pair are we doing? Euro USD. I want to save the trades because they're pretty clean in my opinion. So here we were just leaving from that consolidation. We had that initiation, but we sadly missed it, but that's fine. So this is 1 hour, start with 4 hour. We basically just really held that 4 hour. What is this? Oh, this was nice because also 50-minute was aligned with that. This was weird behavior. You can really call it like a failed trending Asia and London continuation. Like I would still say London continuation. And this I think was it was lunchtime entry. But what have you taken this in lunchtime? I don't know. Maybe if you're really highly convicted in it, yes, but I don't know. And then we had that trade. This one I didn't take, so I'm gonna remove it because I'm gonna be honest with myself. And that one was a 4 hour liquidity rate into into 4-hour AVG, and on the AVG formed in the consolidation. So yeah, and then we formed this big ass low. And also the usage of this was interesting. I don't really do interesting usage of POI. That's what I'm gonna say. And this is definitely a new reversal. Technically, previously I think there was times where I would have entered here at the top. Could have you entered here? I'm not sure. I would have probably wanted to see this get broken, and until that happens, we don't, and then we just melted. So yeah, probably still the retest, the best area. The entry was pretty clean also. It was the inverse here. Boom. Okay, so Euro inverse, we actually ended up holding lower. So at this point it's pretty clear we're gonna hold towards Asian lows. Maybe I'm gonna do a demo really fast. So here we're kind of interesting. We want to see if we want to hold lower, but we did form that fractal high. So okay, that's decent, but I don't think it's gonna hold. Okay, let's see how. Oh no. Oh, maybe this. Did we have like a 50-minute inverse maybe to look to trade here? This one. Bro, but this was actually pretty good. We also had this, so this could have been a trade actually. Exactly on London Open, boom, and you look target lower here, but I missed it again. I gotta stop being hurrying to, I don't know, print candles. Now we just look for continuation, but do we wanna, yeah, we're probably just gonna reach lower as well, but we did reach. So at this point, we probably, this can be very last target we can look for, so we can look for next objective, but it's a pretty strong inversion. Yeah, this probably will work, but R is pretty bad, but this is our, yeah, let's do it. Let's just try. Okay, I don't know, my intuition kind of knew, I don't know why. Oh shit. So we just manipulated randomly. Okay. Maybe here, but wouldn't be invalid only if you take it here. So we just basically manipulated. Couldn't really done much about it actually, because timing was good. But just silver bullet maybe, yeah, silver bullet. In this case, I feel like this is probably a non-use day. That's why we do this, and also probably because of that. So yeah, but it just happens sometimes. You can't really change it. Sometimes the market does stupid shit like this. I mean, not stupid shit, it just manipulates. This is probably London Open, but yeah, we're pretty bullish, so we're kind of switching trend at this point. Oh shit, of that low. So yeah, this became a high resistance area, which I said I should have avoided, but we didn't reach it. So oh, okay, so now we have a good inverse here, but we also have that big ass gap here, but I would still want to see us. Yeah, we just leave apparently. We did mitigate, but we didn't come in the inverse. And this was lunchtime as well, so no valid trades. Maybe we can we still look for this? But I think it's valid just to straight off the bat, but I do want to see something like a failed swing. Yeah, this is pretty much holding lower at this point. We look like we actually inverse this. Do we have confluence on the 4 hour maybe? Did we take this? Okay, so and this is also probably a daily AVG. I think it's bugged, but yeah, this is our area. So we definitely have higher time frame influence of looking at lower prices. Do we have high resistance? Nah, this is actually pretty low. Oh, this is very low resistance, so we do want to be trading like this. This is a big ass gap that we can fill. This is great for us actually in terms of probability, but I do want to see that retest coming in. Is this open? Yeah, but the move, I don't know. Now, okay, now we can actually trade. Good thing we kind of didn't. Okay, we're now probably towards next day or late, like PM session. We're gonna hold lower, or we switch trend, of course. That can also happen. I mean, this, yeah, we did take this low, so it's a good gap to hold through our Asia. Okay, we have a good gap to be trading off. Okay, now this is kind of good, bro. This is goody. We kind of have though. I mean, on the 50-minute, it's not high resistance, and even, oh no, this is kind of low resistance. So we can be targeting this. It's a very like it's a 5-minute fractal low. I wouldn't call it high resistance. Let's just try and see. Here we can be scaling in. It's kind of risky, so this would have been normally the scaling if we would have gotten tapped there. So this probably, let's try this just for funsies. Okay, got wicked instantly. Yeah, this was high. Okay, I get, like, that was troll actually. I kind of, wait, let's think about it. It's kind of high resistance, not because of this, because of this. That's the problem. I think this is high resistance, so this is an area we should have actually avoided trading. I took 2 losses like for free. What we see here is it is high resistance. This also high resistance. Probably when we break lower, that's when we want, but until when we first reach the area, we don't want to be trading. This is a pretty decent inverse here. Oh shit. No, we missed it. Still, we did come for one more manipulation. Okay, but then we just melted. So that's all good. Now we initiate it. It's kind of clear that we should be going lower, but we did take this. I would still say we're reaching still lower into that. Okay, but this kind of deep pullback, I'm not gonna lie. So here I would wait for 1 hour gap to print. So again, high resistance, like probably because of this. I mean, yeah, so this area we don't want to be trading. That instantly becomes a rule. So until price leaves that area, we ain't looking to trade because it's low probability conditions. Like here we don't look to trade. Now we look to trade. See how it filter like a fake short. Oh shit, this maybe, but yeah, it's too late. This is where we want to be trading towards that high. I would actually still want to be buying here towards this big ass gap. Definitely, I want to be buying here. Is this a troll trade if you do this? Hi, bro. Welcome to the stream. Is this a troll thing if you do it? Let's see. Let's just try. Cause I'm just curious, to be honest. Cause I feel like this is very low resistance, so this applies well as an experiment to. You want to be kind of trading towards voids and not consolidations. But yeah, it also is, I think, a big hourly gap. But let's see. And the entry was in silver bullet, so let's go on the 50 minute. I would say we're definitely holding higher. It's just clear liquidity, but sheesh. Oh shit, this is not really great. We should have maybe targeted this liquidity, because yeah, this is also a lesson. We say we don't want to be trading in high resistance, so when we see high resistance being there, we should have had our take profit here. But let's see, because it's interesting. Let's see if this inverse holds. Okay, we're still chilling somehow. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we definitely want to be buying towards these. Like even this, like this was a stupid entry, like a kind of stupid entry, because we didn't have a retracement, we didn't have anything. We had this small inverse here, so maybe it wasn't that stupid, bruh. But this feels like a cheat code now that we see it. And also interesting how we see when we reach high resistance, we instantly react. That's crazy, bro. Like this opened my eyes really hard on what conditions you want to be trading in. Our win rate is, yeah, but I still, yeah, a bit choppy, but I think maybe we're finally stabilizing. This is why I say I think I'm finally finding my edge. But yeah, when the edited win rate is pretty bad, but it's hard to back this intuition. It's something hard to do. Now it's just about kind of finding that rhythm, to be honest. But I did take some stupid trades, so probably if it weren't for those stupid trades, yeah, that's why I have some bad habits always when it comes to back testing that I want to fix. Like I always want to limit test. I kind of always want to play when I'm back testing. But yeah, this was, yeah, and we midnight we stayed there and then we just displaced. And we also had a 4 hour no as a PI, yeah. And we traded off almost off this. Bro, this is nice, bro. I feel like this really opened my eyes to making my win rate bigger. Is avoiding to trading consolidations or in high resistance zones and looking to trade in low resistance. And this is the perfect example. And I see trades in low resistance work so well, bro. Like the win rate goes higher, definitely. Look here, boom, instantly react. This can catch you. Like imagine you say, oh, I'm buying this is liquidity. You were here, I'm buying this is liquidity, and then price comes, poof, mitigates the high resistance zone and stops you out, then goes higher, and you're there saying, oh my god, the market just manipulated me, man. But in reality, it's not really that. It's just that we had sellers still being present here, and they just protected their orders and trying to push it lower and kind of scale in. But that's why it's just better to avoid trading here. Wait for the reaction, and then be trading. When after this inverse, then be trading. This was actually how we took it. We were fine because we bought really low. That's why we were fine. But if we would have bought it in this day as an intraday trade, here we would have gotten fucking destroyed. So yeah, but this is the perfect example of low resistance. So yeah, I'm gonna take a break for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, and I'm gonna be back. I'm back. Oh my god, this demo got fucking destroyed. But it's still probably gonna hold lower. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna go higher. It does depend. Okay, DAX reacted pretty strongly here. We're still probably looking at higher prices. We had the inverse already. Like this would have been a pretty crazy hard trade, but yeah, I'm not trading this. 3R easy. It would have been easy. So where's a 1 hour gap and equal high, so and also decently low resistance to be drawn towards, but here is a bit of a high resistance, so I don't know if it, I don't know actually. But yeah, we do have equal highs. And we did, I think we also have a 4 hour inverse. Or am I tripping? We don't. But we do actually. So we have this. We swap sell side, tap into 4 hour in inverse. And yeah, here we can look to draw higher towards this and this maybe. Like this is pretty low resistance, so we want to be drawn towards this. This would have been a valid trade. I just didn't want to trade today. I don't know why. But yeah, this can be a setup to trade. So with decent buy we see in the bearish price, like we do see no bearish AVG zone. The only bearish AVG was here. This was an initial manipulation in London open. Initial manipulation, then they got stopped out here, and then price gives an entry pattern. This would have been easy. We have equal highs. We have that 1 hour gap, and we do have the 4 hour inverse and the sweep here. So yeah, we would have been pretty clear on targeting higher. This could have been actually the perfect way to look at this trade, because from here, even if you would have looked, you wouldn't have gotten proper R on the objective. You would have got a 1.3, so that kind of naturally got invalidated, and from here you get like 3 easily. But yeah, we'll see. It's probably still gonna hold bearish here on the retest. Boom, boom. See this right here, bro. Trust in the demo warrior. Do we reach Asian lows? I don't know, but this is gonna be good. 10,000% I'm risking. Just out of curiosity. I'm not really gonna trade today. Maybe, but yeah, today's actually it's kinda low probability because we only have kinda this, so we do want to be trading around this medium impact. That's when the most volatility is gonna be in the market, meaning PM session. Holding this, but I think it's gonna get inversed. I think here this is one decent setup. If we see a retracement within this consolidation, and from here look to buy towards this, kind of this is the last area where we want to be buying. Is from here on. From here it becomes high resistance for us to be trading, so we can. But towards that, yeah. But I do want to see that retracement here. This is not sell side. There are too many orders here to be coming towards this low. It might happen, but it's just more likely to hold this. Usually we didn't form that. We're rejecting pre-bullish here, so I don't know. I do think we're gonna come towards these equal highs on Asia, but I still want to look at shorts, not buys here. Can you call this high resistance? I don't know, to be honest. I would say this, maybe. So the 1 hour. Yeah, it's not high resistance. It's like clean delivery. It's not really a consolidation, but maybe I'm kind of coping. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. This would be a good high to see broken, but yeah, this can be a scalp, but I'm not done with the scalps here. If we break, boom, you look to target this equal highs. It's risky because it's against bias, against trend. Trend is clearly bearish here. We did come and take this low, but we did cannot run it. We didn't really reject instantly off it, so it's pre-bearish sign that we can continue lower. I would still say we're probably drawn towards this. And this is also an important area because it's formed of these two lows, this low and this low. So if we hold it lower, maybe yeah. But I don't know if we're gonna come for the equal highs. It's just a risky play to do. But this is nice here, this low. Boom. But if it doesn't break the highs, it doesn't really mean shit. We do have this also. That is good. So if we sweep the equal highs, it's gonna be nice to be shorting from here. Like a near reversal maybe from here. Maybe it's like, yeah, it would be nice to get that. Because also on the 4 hour, yeah, we're in a 4 hour gap. So that's the thing. Did we reach equilibrium? We didn't reach equilibrium. So I don't know. Here is kind of adaptive. So we want to see a 1 hour gap kind of either way. We don't want to be buying. We want to see only 1 hour gap lower. That's how I'm going to trade here. Depending if we get a 1 hour gap lower from here, it means we're not taking the highs and not coming here. So then I can be trading off that momentum, of that confluence. If not, probably the other scenario is if we come here and again give a 1 hour gap lower. Like here I need to wait for momentum to switch from retracement to overall trend. Because here, yeah, we're retracing, so I need to wait for that trend to switch bearish, and the trend switch bearish for me is a 1 hour gap. It's more like momentum rather, the trend switch, but yeah, I always trade like this. Two confluences always when trying to trade. This is one, the 4 hour gap is one, and we need to wait for the next 1 hour gap lower as a second confluence. Gold actually looks more likely to sell, yeah. I breached my account. Sorry, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. What happened, bro? I'm also pretty close to breaching my account. I don't know if I'm gonna breach it. No, let me be 1 second. I'm at like -8. I was here once before and I recovered. Maybe I'm gonna recover now as well, but I'm not gonna guarantee anything. Try to sell gold and look at him. Okay. Where did you try to sell gold? What time frame did you entry on? Or you mean you shorted here or here? No, bro, it missed our entry, bro. Fuck. This would have been a crazy entry though, but it's a really good gap here. almost 1 hour shorter around there. Where, bro? Did you short today or yesterday? Because if you would have shorted here, you would have been fine, no? Or how would you short on the 1 hour? Or here, maybe. I don't think you take that. Maybe here, yeah, because it's kind of rejected today. And what price, bro? What price? Because I want to understand where it happened. No, we got missed by the biggest scalp of our lives. But yeah, this gap looks really good, bro. Sheesh. 3,428. Okay, let's see. And how, bro? You shorted, like, for me, 3,428 is here. Price sometimes differ. So you were like this, and what do you mean? Like you shorted your account and you lost on this trade. You shorted on gold and you lost on this trade. Because if I would have shorted on the 1 hour, I would have shorted. Yeah, this is a good short, but stop loss I would do here, and I don't know, target wherever you go. This is 2R. How did you lose on this? Or I don't I don't know. Short 3, 4. Oh, okay. 3, 4, 2, 2. This. Why did you have such a tight stop loss, bro? Yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, generally, stop loss goes above the high. That's why I did also, always. But yeah, it happens. I failed a lot of times. A lot of times I had a tight stop loss, and until I learned to actually put my stop loss at the high, bro. It took so much. Like in this case, I feel like you could have also placed it here, maybe. I think it would have been fine above this, and I think you would have gotten proper R, like 2R pretty easily. You had decent entry and stop loss above, where is it? Above this or above this, however you want to see. I mean, yeah, but it's just London. This is just gold in London. Gold doesn't really print much in London. It always consolidates. It's always slow. Like look, even yesterday, it printed even less than Asia. Asia printed pretty decently. Look what London did. Nothing. Look here. What did London do, bro? Like nothing. Here, look at it. Nothing. Nothing. This is London, the green one. Nothing. Bro, it keeps going. Nothing. Nothing, bro. Look at it. Nothing. It just consolidates every fucking day. Look at this shit. Bro. That's exactly what it's doing now. So I would say my honest advice, just skip, don't trade gold in London, because you just saw how many times it just consolidates. Trade New York, bro. Like New York is when gold moves properly. That's what it's doing right now also. It's consolidating. It doesn't print. Gold is, I don't know exactly why, but gold always prints in Asia and New York. I don't know the explanation. Let me actually ask ChatGPT, because I'm curious about this. Why does specifically print in Asia and New York mostly? Say physical gold demand. Asia and especially China and India represent the largest physical gold demand globally. Okay. COMEC, what gold trading occurs. We also sees action is often more range bound or corrective, which is. But it didn't really answer my question. But yeah, you just gotta look at price. You just do this and look what price did in London. Boom, nothing. I hear kind of print. It's very rare. Like see Asia, look here, Asia, how much it printed. London printed like one half of Asia, and then New York finished the move lower. Also here, look how like this. I don't know how much pips this is, but very little here as well. It just keeps going. It's just better to avoid trying to trade in these conditions. And they are predictable because this is just how London moves in London. So yeah. Okay, this was your order. Yeah, this was your order. And also, do you trade? I think you did have a decent stop loss because it's above this AVG, to be honest, which is not that bad, but still. Let's see on the 50-minute. Yeah, it's not that bad actually. Just that London consolidates and it just manipulates for no reason. Like if it would have been New York, this probably would have worked, I would say. But yeah, it's just like very risky. So at least here I would put, like here, this high is generally protected because it rated liquidity. And if you want to really kind of stretch your stop loss for RR or for more RR, do it at this high, the high that got rated, the high which liquidity got taken from. So here I sometimes do this when I want to stretch my stop loss, or I take a bit of an overextended entry and I want to still get proper R. Is going here would be detrimental. It would be 1R. It's detrimental to have something like this, unless you take your entry higher, of course, like here. But yeah, it does have a good. That's why I also say gold would kinda. It is a possible sell setup because again the same pattern. It's like a high that got taken. This high becomes unlikely to get taken because they raid the liquidity, and now we react of that high that got firstly taken. I don't know what I said, but yeah, I just recommend you do not trade London and do not trade gold in London. No shit, bro. Shit, sadly we got missed on this, bro. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. We had also a nice lower time frame sell liquidity. But yeah, this was a nice scalp. In the future, maybe I'm gonna scalp, but right now I'm just wanna focus on how I'm trading. I feel like we still use a reclaimed FVG as a retest zone here, and we did sweep Asian highs. We also did have, so this is, I think on, if you want to scalp on the 1 minute, you can use 15-minute time frame for trade ideas. And then on the retest and on holding that really pivotal price point, then we boom. Sheesh. Imagine taking this trade. How life feels after you take one trade like this. Make like risk 1k on it and you're chilling. How life feels when you do that. And look at DAX. Also DAX is looking pretty good. This was also a probable trade for today, but I don't want to trade today. I'm waiting for a really A plus setup. This had potential, but it's kind of weird price action because it did sweep 4-hour FVG inverse, and then we had also 1-hour gap here. So, and we did have equal highs to target, pretty low resistance. Yeah, this probably would have been a good setup, to be honest. Like 3-hour straight off the bat, get 3-hour recover, and that would be chill. I should have actually taken this, but I confused today with let me show you. I thought today we have these news. I thought today we have this news that we have usually. Like we have very red impact London here. I confused this day with us being Wednesday. So today would be fine in terms of trading. But yeah, at this time I didn't know. But it would have been decent. Low resistance here, not much resistance, so price usually has an easy time to deliver. Here, not really. Here, but it already kind of got mitigated on that. And you look towards this fill, you can even look higher here, because it's pre-voided, so price, yeah, but it's a 4-hour inverse. I would also say this can be a target because it's equal highs in this 4-hour and this final. So as like a higher time frame draw, we might have potential, but I feel like it's also scenario that we start breaking lower from here, from this 4-hour inverse. So it does depend on what price confirms, but this would have been a decent setup. I know what rating would I give it, probably an A. Yeah, probably an A, I would say, because wait, so this is, let me think in terms of my strategy. This is area, this is trigger, and this is follow-up. No, or the follow-up, I mean, not, it's not the follow-up, so we have only kind of 2 steps. Okay, I would say A or B, maybe in Mada A, but we also have some biases. It's not bias here, I mean it is actually. We have bullish bias. Did we reach equilibrium? We didn't. So bullish bias, drawn liquidity here, and POI this 1 hour. So now we have a story on the higher time frame, so we could have easily looked at this. And we also, our PI was this 1 hour, and from here we just looked at an entry. Simple inverse. That's all you need, bro. Sometimes that's all you need. Not all the time, but sometimes. Yeah, solid draw, easy trade. This could have been it. This would have been a good trade, but I fucking confused the trade, the day. My bad. Low resistance, exactly how you want to trade. I'm probably gonna backtest a bit more. How much is the o'clocker? Not this, not this, not on this, bro. Where is it? This would have been clean. Like this, easy, bro. Like this, probably I would say it has like 60% win rate of happening, maybe. This being this our draw, this first draw, the second draw. We don't really have an inverse, but we're just respecting. Oh my god, this looked really well on the 5 minute. Sheesh, this looked like a good FVG. Oh my god, bro. This trade would have been so clean, bro. Look at this shit, man. Oh my god, bro. How good this trade looks. Look at how we respected that FVG, bro. Oh my fucking god, bro. Sheesh. This would have been so clean. And then look how nice order flow is. Boom, we displaced massively. We respect this 5 minute VG. Boom, equal highs as target. Sheesh. Bro, it looks really clean. Like a simple 3R. Let's see how much would have this trade taken, but actually entry would have been here. 11. Oh my god, bro, that's so clean, bro. This would have been so fucking like in shock. Really nice trending Asia. This is a textbook trending Asia. Again, one of my mottos. Where is my playbook? Bro, this is kind of textbook, I ain't gonna lie. Can I zoom? Okay, I can. You see the simile, what do I want to say? I'm gonna give up on trying to say that word, but yeah, it's the same model, except here Asia wasn't that big. Here Asia was a lot bigger, but we see that retracement into an FVG. In our case, we had a 1 hour FVG. In this case, I think it's a 50 minute. Then we look to buy towards probably previous daily low here, and that's probably also similar to what New York has a chance of doing when reaching into this buy side. But yeah, just really clean also, bro. Like this trade would have been way cleaner for summer. God damn. Would have been really clean, but yeah. In terms of trading, what do we don't really want to be trading unless Geo comes here. But again, for New York, We're probably gonna be a bit more evolved around New York session today because we have a bit of medium impact and should have definitely taken this. But I kind of came with the mindset that I don't want to be traded today because of those news. But yeah, it was a mistake on my part. But yeah, this would have been really clean, especially on the 5 minute. God damn, bro. But yeah, setup's always gonna happen. So never kind of beat yourself out because you missed the setup. Setup's always gonna happen. Market, bro. How do I exit this? So yeah, this was it for today. I'm gonna see you. Um, I'm gonna see you in New York. I should have traded, but yeah, I also am grateful for backtesting because I learned some stuff. But yeah, this would have been the trade. Oh my god, this is so clean.